We waste a lot of time and energy stressing ourselves out and focusing on doing things on our own, and we stay up at night, we have sleepless nights, and we're stressed out during the day, and we have migraines, and we just can't enjoy life the way that we really want to enjoy life, because we allow these things to stress us out. And we don't have to carry these things around with us constantly. They're always in the back of our minds and always stressing us out. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Worry and stress never added a single day on to the life of anyone. So let's just be on the same page with that. Like, you're not going to worry your way into a solution. So we have to find different ways to go about handling our life's situations, whereas though these things won't take such a toll on us. So coming into the new year, let's try to find different ways and techniques and things that we can do to cope with a life situation. Number one, mentally. Don't get me started. Everything starts in your mind. And if the enemy can take control and power over your mind and over your thoughts, the enemy can take control over your entire life. So it's time for us to take the control over our mind back. That's what the true success of any man or woman looks like, is the person who knows how to take power and control over their own thoughts and over their own minds, and not allow themselves to be mentally overtaken of the circumstances of their lives. And I know that is easier said than done, but just like anything else, it takes practice. And if you have not began to take the steps to do those things yet, then you might want to consider doing them, because you'll try it and you'll get discouraged because it doesn't work the first time, and it's not going to work the first time. It's not going to work the second time. This is why I encourage you guys to start whatever transformation process that you want to start it as soon as possible, and try to stay committed to that thing. 3, 6, 9, 12 months is enough time to watch your life turn completely around. And I know it because so I celebrate being clean and sober on October 16th of every year. And I remember becoming sober, and I remember taking mental notes of the date that I became sober. And so I said it's October 16th. I made a conscious decision in my mind. I said I was done. So wow, it's 2023. That was in 2013. So I remember the next year, October of 2014, I was a completely different person. Like, so much changed just in that one year. No, my life did not completely turn. I had a lot of work to do. There was so much damage that has been done, that had already taken place over the years of my addiction. But just by me flipping that switch in my mind and making a conscious decision in my mind, the upcoming months, I can remember that 3, 6, 9, 12 months, it looked totally different, even from the past 10 or 15 years that I abused myself with drugs and alcohol and mental depression and all of those kind of things. I never suffered with a lot of things that I suffered with prior to me making a conscious decision in my mind. It just seemed like it was over the moment I made that decision. And I clearly remember it. So I'm telling you because I did it. I'm telling you because I did it. And I didn't drag it out. Of course, I tried to clean myself up many times before I end up relapsing. I put myself in inpatient treatment centers that was not successful. I ended up in mental institutions plenty of times. I went to see a psychiatrist that was unsuccessful. They put me on prescription medications. They diagnosed me with post-traumatic stress disorder. They gave me a social security check for my mental disabilities and all those kind of things. Nothing worked. Number one, nothing worked until I made a conscious decision to turn my life over to God. I always been a spiritual person because my parents were very spiritual people. But when I made the conscious decision in my mind that I'm just going to allow the Lord, give myself to God and see how that works completely, because sometimes we kind of try to cradle the fence and we have like one leg dangling on one side and the other leg dangling on the other side, and we try to play both sides of the field. That never works. That never works. We have to make a choice. And just by me saying that right now, not only looking at my life, but looking at the lives of other people that I shall remain nameless. I'm sure a lot of people can agree that that does not work. When you try to when you try to live two different worlds, when you try to play both sides of the field, when you want to have your cake and eat it too, so they say, that's a miserable life. It never works. So you have to make a conscious decision whether you're going to stop or whether you're going to go, whether you're going to do or whether you're not going to do. But you can't just be iffy about whether you're going to make these decisions that are going to ultimately be beneficial to your life and to your future. So today I really just want to encourage you today to continue to push forward. Be encouraged to never give up on yourself, to continue to push forward. Do not stop. It is not going to be easy, but it is always, always, always worth it. Even now, to this very day, God has allowed me to come a very long way, even from where I started. And it never got easier. I can honestly say, like, he never, took less burdens off my plate. He just gave me grace. A lot of things I didn't have to do on my own. God literally just stepped in, and still to this very day, he does it for me. I do the things that I can do, and God does the things that I can't do. I'm grateful for the grace that is over my life. I remember praying for grace many, many years ago, and I said, Lord, just give me the grace to get through it, even with my divorce and being evicted. My ex-husband and I, we began to purchase a beautiful home in a suburban area together. We had a nice car and all those things, and I had to watch my life be torn apart, from my marriage being broken apart, to losing the best car I ever had, to losing a beautiful house in a suburban area. After living in such poverty-stricken neighborhoods for so long, I was able to show my children a better way of living, and it all fell apart right in front of my face. Everything was stripped away from me. I mean, I could have relapsed then. And this is after I became sober. Like, I'm telling you, the grace that God put on my life. I said, Lord, just give me the grace to get through. Just give me the grace to get through. He didn't allow me to break down or fall apart or snap and lose my mind or any of that. They repoed the car. The house got taken back. I was evicted, literally nowhere to go. God never saw my children and I out on the street. He always provided us with means of transportation. He allowed me to gracefully get out of a relationship that I should have never been in, probably in the first place. But that was a lesson. I count it all as joy, because God was trying to speak through me so he could use me for his glory, and I was not being obedient. So I'm telling you, when you are not walking in obedience, God is going to continue to try to get your attention, and you're going to suffer. So God had used that situation to get my attention, and it hurt bad. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit my hard head self down and listen now. So, once you become sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want to be obedient with your own life and your own self and to God, and do what is really meant for you to do, and stop suffering. Sometimes we can be the cause of our own suffering, and a lot of times we get in the way of our own blessings. So you don't want to do that to yourself. Get out of your own way. This is the perfect time, the perfect opportunity to think about the direction that our life is going, and taking a reflection at the things. I don't care what your life looks like, how much you have accomplished, how far you have gotten. The person who thinks that they know everything and doesn't have any more work that could possibly be done to benefit them in some way, shape, form, or fashion, that is a person who puts themselves in a dangerous position. Self improvement and self growth and wisdom, all of these things, and healing, it is a never ending process. I don't ever want to stop learning. I want to learn for the rest of my life. The person that thinks they know everything and has no more learning to do, you learn until you die. You heal until you die. You grow until you die. So don't deny yourself this opportunity. Is a new year for everyone. It is. It's just a new year for everyone. So that's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time, but I just wasn't even keeping up with the days and the time, and I'm just doing so many things, and things are turning around for me, and I had to like pump the brakes on my life a little bit so I can kind of evaluate what is going on around me. And I'm like, OMG, it is December. um it's December. Like, even yesterday looked completely different than what I planned on it being. Normally on Thursdays is my swim day. I go swimming on Thursdays, and I enjoy doing that for myself. I sit in the sauna, and I just relax my mind and my body, and practice swimming. So I didn't. So I planned on not swimming yesterday. I cleared my schedule. I swam on Tuesday so I could clear my schedule on Thursday for an appointment. I end up having my appointment days mixed up. My appointment was actually Tuesday, so I cleared my day for yesterday for absolutely nothing because I missed my appointment. But yesterday, and like, God took control of it. Like, I think, like, I give God the glory for everything, because he made it that way so he can give me moments of clarity. I got so much revelation just in yesterday. I got so much growth and so much healing. And I'm like, you always up to something. And God, yesterday was just such a blessed day for me on so many levels. This whole week, God has been doing some miraculous things in my life just this week. I can't even tell you. I wish I could, but I just can't. But I am just so grateful for the way that this week planned out. So I'm like, crap, I missed my appointment, which it takes months to get these appointments. So I had to reschedule my appointment. But could this day have been any better? I don't think it could have been. Possibly. Yesterday was just miraculous for me. And I'm so grateful for that. We have to be intentional. We have to expect good things. We have to put good things in our hearts and in our minds, and tell ourselves, no matter what. I didn't know what yesterday was going to look like. I know what certain situations are that may not be so favorable. So I think, I know I have a lot of work to do in different areas of my life, but I didn't know that yesterday was going to look like that. But I always keep hope for my future, and I always plant seeds of positivity in my mind, even when I don't know what's going to happen. And that is the result of it happening, me having days and weeks like this. I'm telling you, you think I just tell you these things for no reason. I'm telling you because they are effective and they work. Once you change your mind about the direction that you want your life to go in, things start working for you in your favor. The universe begins to fall in your favor. God starts to put things in place for you that you don't even have to do. All you had to do is do what you can do. So a lot of times we stress ourselves out and we are not happy. A lot of people just are not happy. And I want us to be happy. I don't think people think the possibility of joy and happiness is out there for us. And if we keep that frame of mind, that we would never find the joy and happiness and peace that lies ahead for us. So we have to shift our perspective. We have to change the way that we think and feel about some things in our life. And even if things are not looking very favorable from what you can see, we always have to keep hope that they will work out for us in our favor. So everything is perspective, everything is energy, that we vibrate these energies off of ourselves, and the negativity that we project from ourselves will always find its way back to us in the form of negativity in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it's time to reevaluate ourselves. What am I? What seeds am I planting in my life? What do I want to come back to me in my portion and my favor? So we have to be mindful of the thoughts that we think in our mind every single day. And we had to think about the direction that we really want our lives to go. And we can't continue to make excuses why we can't do something. I can't do it. And we are just feeding ourselves a whole bunch of BS, because I believe it's laziness, that we just don't want to do the work. We don't want to take the necessary steps that it takes, but it's not going to be handed over to you on any kind of platter. I was going to say on a silver platter. Nobody is going to give it to you at all. You have to earn it. You have to work for it. You have to show that you want these things to happen for you. That is the only way that they are actually going to happen. Sometimes we sit around and we are bitter and we moan and we complain about the way that things are playing out for us. And we have to think about the part that we play in it. Accountability is everything. What are you doing, or what are you not doing? You want things to happen for you in a certain way, but they are not happening for you in the way that you wish for them to happen. And it's everybody's fault but yours. It's everybody's fault but yours. Like, come on, when you gonna take your part in it? It is not everyone's fault that you are not where you want to be or have the things that you want to have. It's time for us to take accountability. Without accountability, there is no growth. You will not move forward if you don't take your ownership in whatever the situation may be. I said it so many times before, we don't have the power to control anything except for ourselves. And once you become better, your world as you know it will become better for you. So it's a process of molding it and shaping me. I do so many things just on a daily basis. And someone expressed to me just yesterday, who follows me on social media, said, and while I spoke to them in person, they said, I just don't see how you do it. And it's a lot. It's a lot for the average human being. Number one, I don't consider myself to be average. And number two, I mold it, I make it that way. I prioritize the things that I want to be first and foremost important to me in my life. I know, for instance, a lot of us, we work a 9 to 5. I do too. I work 5 days out of the week. But me working and earning money by working. That's not my number one my priority. It's just not. And I'm not trying to be offensive to the place that I work at or my job or anything like that, but my job is not my number one priority. My number one priority is me, because how can I even show up at work and be effective at what my job is if I don't take care of myself? Me taking care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, those things trump me getting up and getting ready for work and going to work on 5 days a week. It just does. So I prioritize my health. I prioritize my mental health. If I have to take breaks, if I have to take days off, if I have to go in late, if I'm not okay, I have to make sure that I go and punch anyone's clock. That just it's not going to work for me. Yes, some days are better than others, but the majority of the time I have truly amazing days, and I am very purposeful about that. And I work in a very busy workplace where I have to encounter people all the time, whether it is that there's people, there's different personalities and all kinds of stuff just floating around. I have to deal with a normal workplace just like everyone else, but I still make sure I prioritize myself. It's a difference when you prioritize yourself and put yourself first and do the things that you know you need to do for yourself before you go and punch somebody clock in anybody's workplace. So I mold my life where I am prioritizing my physical health, where I'm prioritizing my mental health, whether that is in meditation, taking mental health breaks, doing whatever I have to do to take care of myself mentally, and I have time out. It comes so naturally for my life and the way that I have set it up, even right now to this very day, because that's the way I molded it to be. That's the way that I make it to be. So what looks like it's a lot to you from looking at my life from the outside in, is it's not a lot for me. I'm just going with the flow. It works for me, and I'm taking extremely great care of my mind, my body, and my spirit. So it's very beneficial to me. It's more beneficial to me than my paycheck. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. The way that I take care of myself on the regular basis is more beneficial to me than my paycheck and my bank account. Yes, I do have financial goals and all of those things, but how can I even enjoy reaching my financial goals if I'm all out of whack, if I'm just not happy, or if I am not healthy, or if I am not mentally stable, if I'm suffering with anxiety and depression and all of those kind of things? This is where prioritizing comes into place. So those are just like instances, like just examples of different things. I don't know what you need to focus on in your life coming into the new year. There are different areas that I want to focus on. I'm still working on myself mentally. I'm still working on myself. I'm still healing. I'm working on myself spiritually. I'm still building up my body, doing things to become stronger and become wiser, and opening myself up to new and different experiences. I am not denying myself anything in this season of new beginnings, and I hope that you don't deny yourself anything in seasons of new beginnings either. The thing that really taps on your heart, the things that you really aspire to do, the changes that you know you want to make. So by all means, look at today like New Year's Eve. Like it's New Year's Eve, you got your little sparkly outfit, you want to go see the ball drop, you already made your plans on where you're going to be on New Year's Eve. Start thinking about your resolutions, if that's what you want to call them. A lot of people was on this little kick where they talk about, I'm not making no plans or no goals or no New Year's resolutions. That is not going to work for you, because a man that fails to plan plans on failing. How are you going? That's like I heard an example where a ship sets sail and has no doesn't know where they're going to go before a plane takes off on a runway. It has to have some kind of destination. Where are you going? What are you going to do, and what route are you going to take to get there? So it might sound cool that everybody is going around talking about I'm not setting goals and I'm not setting plans. That's because you don't even trust yourself to follow through with them. That's because you don't think that you will be consistent enough, or you don't even have faith enough in yourself to be committed to it. That's the uncommitted person who talk about they not setting no goals or no plans for their future. That never works for anyone. So do you get in the car without having a destination or a route that you normally take to get to work? Do you get on a bus without saying, well, the bus driver got to go this way or that way? Where are you going, and how are you going to get there? Not having a plan and not setting direct goals for mapping out where you want to see it, what you want to do, what do you want to be, who do you want to talk to, everything, small details. What color do you want to wear? What do you want your future to look like? We have to pay attention to the minor details in our life. What you want your body to look like, what you want your mind to look like, what every detail. And we have to plan on how we're going to go about obtaining those things. What kind of relationship do you want to be in your future? What kind of loving relationship? What do you expect out of a man? What do you expect out of a woman? What do you expect out of your children? What do you expect out of your family members? I'm not saying boggle your mind with all of these things, but we have to have distinct goals, and we have to have a way that we feel like we can get there. Sometimes plan A doesn't always work. Sometimes we have to abort the plan and start another mission, and that's okay. It's okay to have to start over and try, but never give up on yourself. And don't say you not planning to do nothing, because if you don't plan to do nothing, then that's exactly what you're going to do. You ain't going to do nothing. And next year is going to look exactly like the disappointing years that have been going on for the past, I don't know how long, what that looks like for you. And if you want, maybe this is just for the people who want it to look differently. You have to set some kind of goals and plans and map out some kind of future for yourself. Start doing those things mentally about what you want your future to look like, and think about certain steps that you can take to obtain these things in your life. I'm telling you, I'm doing it too. I am continuing to do it, and I am seeing the fruits of my labor from the seeds that I have planted last year and a year before last, and me telling myself I want to do this and I want to go about things this certain way, and I plan on doing this, and I have goals on doing this. Yes, I set major goals for myself, and I plan on watching all of them unfold right before my eyes. So, not having plans and not having goals, that is not going to work for you. If you are the person who jumped on board with that, I really hope and pray that you reconsider just mapping some things out for yourself. Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? I don't care how old or young you are, whether that is health goals, weight loss goals, future goals, success goals, educational goals. No matter what it is, set something in your mind of how you want to become better for yourself and the people around you. And by all means, do not hesitate on taking steps to reaching those goals. So that's it. I want you to be encouraged to continue to push forward and do everything you have to do to obtain the life that you want to obtain. It's almost a new year. It's almost a new year. It is a new season, and we have to change. Well, it's inevitable. You can't not change. What direction you are going to change in is totally up to you. So that is it, you guys. That is my Friday motivational message. You deserve to live a good life, and by all means, you should pursue it with everything that you have inside of you. So before I go, really quickly, I am still taking donations for my nonprofit holiday giveaway. You can cash at me at $ my first name SAKRAH, SAKARAH, last name BEY. Please make sure you see the yellow and black logo when donating to a Heart to Give Christmas giveaway this year. I thank you in advance for all of you who has a heart to give. Also, look for my books on Amazon. That is True Value, Knowing Your Worth, Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasure, Feed Your Soul, Your Personal Guide to Health and Wellness, and Religiously. I almost forgot the name of my last book, which is actually my favorite, Religiously, and that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. And for everyone else who has not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do like, share, and subscribe. That is True Value, Knowing Your Worth on YouTube, where there is just so much fun and good times and motivation and everything. That is my baby. I love, love, love my YouTube channel. I just have a lot going on there. So that is it, you guys. I am going to move on ahead with my day. I want you to have a wonderful weekend, an amazing weekend. Think about it. Think about some of the things that I have said to you guys today. It is the 1st of December and it is the end of the year. So we really should consider a lot of things that has been going on in our lives thus far and what we want to happen in our lives moving forward to our future. I don't want you to be afraid or nervous stepping out on faith and just trying some new and different things. We had a little bit of homework this week when we oh man, what was our message about on Wednesday? Our life lesson, self-trust, something that you can do to trust yourself more this week, and making a sound decision, making a pact with yourself that from this day forward you are going to do better. So you deserve to do better, not for others but for yourself. It's time to make the initiative. I still see different people suffering in so many different ways, and I believe that we could do better by ourselves, like we could do better for ourselves and make a major difference in our own lives and for ourselves before we can even be of any value to anyone else. How can we be of value to anyone else if we are not of great value to ourselves? So I want us to be able to take care of ourselves. Take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Go after them financial goals. Come on, it's time to get this money. I'm on board with it too. Listen, we have to do these things, all of it, because you deserve it. You deserve to live the life that you want to live in your heart and in your mind and your soul. And don't feed yourself a bunch of excuses why you cannot do it. Because once you plant the seed of why you can't do something in your own mind, then the possibility of you even attempting to do it is gone. And you don't want to do that for yourself. So plant great seeds in your mind. Speak greatness over yourself. Tell yourself the things that you can do, even if you don't know how it's going to happen. Tell yourself that you can do it anyway, because you can. It has been done before. So many people before you have became great success out of themselves. And that is not just set aside for a certain class or color or race of people. There is enough for everyone. So that is it, you guys. I love you and God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Friday. Once again, good morning. Good morning. Thank you all so much for those of you who popped onto this live broadcast. If you want, you can go back and view the message, whether you view it now or view it later. Your presence here is greatly appreciated. I love you and God bless you and have a great weekend. In the meantime, you guys continue to stay blessed.